Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at the ThruNite Mini TN30, so stay tuned. Some of you might be thinking exactly what I thought when I received this from ThruNite for my review. Wow, that's a fat flashlight, but it's not a flashlight. It is a cordless floodlight, and it's not just any floodlight. It's a floodlight capable of 3,200 lumens. So let's take a close look. When you order your ThruNite Mini TN30, you could expect it to arrive in this box. The price of the Mini TN30 is $109.95. It is a lot, but you get a lot for your money. So inside this box, you will receive your flashlight, and you will receive a holster, some extra O-rings, and a power switch button cover, and documentation. Now the holster is very well made out of a ballistic nylon. You have Velcro to hold the flap closed, some nice cushioning inside, and on the back you have a little plastic ring here for mounting, or you could put it on your belt and you have like a Velcro loop around your belt here, or you have a more permanent loop here that you would have to take your belt off to get that around. Now if you're going to use this holster, you're going to be you better make sure your belt is pretty tight, because this flashlight can weigh an awful lot. It's over a pound with the batteries in it. So as far as batteries are concerned, this thing uses 4 18650s. That's how you're going to get the extreme amount of light out of this thing for the length of time that it gives it to you. So this is a portable floodlight. I wouldn't classify it as a flashlight. This is a floodlight. And there are a couple things that make this a floodlight besides the immense amount of power you get out of it. It is the way that the beam comes out of this thing. You have a orange peel reflector behind a glass lens here. And that orange peel, what that does is it helps diffuse and spread the light even more than just the shape of the reflectors. You have 3 Cree LED emitters. They're XM-L2 emitters, and again they're driven by the 4 18650 batteries. You can get the emitters in either cool white or neutral. Now again, glass right here. This is clear tempered glass with an anti-reflective coating. The body is aircraft grade aluminum with some nice knurling. Really easy to grip. You're definitely not going to drop this. It's very grippy. Now, this is capable of 3,200 lumens, and that is in its turbo mode. We're going to go through all these modes here very shortly. You also have here the button, and this button serves 2 purposes, actually 3 purposes: to turn it on and off, to cycle through your modes, and there's also a little LED that could turn either blue or red. That's your battery indicator. So blue is good, red means replace or recharge your batteries. There's also a lot of protection that comes in this. You have intelligent temperature control. So if this thing gets upwards of 176 degrees, it'll start cutting back the power to keep itself from burning up. You also have reverse polarity protection, and it's just really good. There's also drop and waterproof protection. You can drop this up to 6.5 feet. It's also waterproof down to 5 feet underwater. Memory, this thing will remember the last mode or light setting, whether it be low, medium, high. It does not remember the turbo or the strobe mode, and I'll show you those here very, very shortly. The weight of this is 13.5 ounces. With these 18650 batteries, you're looking at 20.5 ounces. So again, if you're going to use this holster, you better have your belt on tight. The dimensions, it's 5 inches tall and 2.5 inches or 2.5 inches in diameter, just to give you an idea of what this looks like in real life. Here's a can. It is just about the same height as a can of soda, and the width is pretty close. Look at that. That is just a big piece of steel, and it feels like a hunk of steel. It's so well made. So let's go ahead and pop in the batteries. Just go ahead and unscrew this. And what you have here is the battery caddy. And you put all 4 in here. You can see the spring is the negative, and the little bump there is positive. So just make sure you put everything in there right, even though there is reverse polarity protection. It's just better for all those involved that you just put the batteries in right the first time. Anyway, these batteries are also came from ThruNite. ThruNite sells these 18650 batteries. They sell chargers, everything you need for your flashlight or floodlight. Before I put these batteries in, you can see there's an O-ring there. They already greased the threads and the O-ring. See if I could let you take a close look at those threads really quick so you can see how well they're made. And nothing on the bottom, which means you could tail stand this. Very important. If you have if you're indoors and the lights go out, you want to light a room, you could tail stand this, let the light reflect off the ceiling. It will definitely, trust me, it will light a room up. One other specification is the working voltage of this floodlight, which is 10.5 to 17 volts. Now let's talk about the 6 modes of operation that this flashlight has. You have a Firefly, low, medium, high, turbo, and strobe. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. I think I left it on the low, and it remembers it. Your low, medium, high all had memory, so it remembers where your flashlight was last set. Now if I want to cycle through those modes, you press and hold it. You can see it goes to medium, high, and then back down to low. So for low, you could expect 40 lumens of light for 123 hours. For the medium, press and hold it here, we have 435 lumens for 15 hours. Let's go to high. So low, medium, high. For high, we're looking at 1900 lumens for 190 minutes. And right now I can feel the heat off this thing, and my hand's about 3 or 4 inches away from it, and I can feel the heat. And this is still not everything that this flashlight can do, because we could go into turbo mode. Now for turbo mode, what you're going to do is double click this. Poof. And now we're looking at 3,200 lumens. Absolutely amazing, and it can do this for 120 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and click that off, let my camera recover. And the next thing I want to do is go ahead and put this in Firefly mode. So the way that you put this in Firefly mode is to, when the flashlight is off, one long press. And you can see right there, you could barely see that those 3 emitters are just barely lit. In Firefly mode, it is 0.4 lumens, and it will stay lit for a crazy 98 days. Okay, we have one more mode to go. I'm going to warn anybody watching this video, if you are subject to epileptic seizures or something like that, you might want to skip or bump ahead about a minute in the video. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. And what you want to do is double click and then double click again. So it's going to go into turbo, and then it's going to go into strobe. So double click, click. And it has a very fast strobe. It's definitely very disorienting, and you could definitely ward off an attacker with no problem with that. Okay, let's go ahead and cut that off. Now I wanted to go ahead and illustrate the difference between a flashlight and a floodlight. Here I have my Archer A1, one of my favorite, if my favorite ThruNite flashlight, and here I have our mini TN30. Now I'm going to try to hold these equal distance away from the surface here, and we'll go ahead and put this on, and you can see the flood area of this light. I'm going to hold the TN30, same distance, and you see the difference in the area of coverage of that flood. Huge difference, absolute huge difference, and that is why this is a flashlight and this is a floodlight. We're in my backyard. We have a fence line, 15-20 yards, trees over here, these 3 trees about 25 yards back here. There's more trees that you can't see that are, you know, beyond 50, 60, 70 yards out to even 100. We'll probably be able to see everything beyond there. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and start this up in the low mode. I'm going to try to start it in the low mode. There we go. And I'm going to turn out the lights, and we'll take a look at what we have here. So here is the low mode. I'm trying to read here, 40 lumens. And you can see there is really no problem seeing those trees out there and even a little bit beyond. Now I'm going to go ahead and bump this up to the medium. Now the medium is 435 lumens. And you could see trees easily out there 50 yards. Okay, now we're going to have a little fun and pump this up to the high mode, which is 1900 lumens. Now, one thing you should notice, I'm going to go ahead and point this down, is how it's lighting up my whole backyard. I don't have to worry about lighting up just one little spot. It is illuminating my entire backyard. Now we're going to have some real fun, because I'm going to put this in turbo mode. There we go. Turbo mode. So in turbo mode, you got a good flood. But if on the camera, it probably looked like the flood diminished a little bit because the spot is so white hot. And you could easily, we're talking hundreds, maybe 200-300 yards with this thing, easy. It is just insane. Now Firefly mode. Let's go to Firefly mode. There we go. And you can see even this super powerful light, 0.4 lumens. So if you have to read in the dark and you don't want to lose your night vision, you would use this mode. And of course I'm shining it outwards out there, and you could barely see anything out there. I really like this flashlight. I highly recommend it. The build quality, the power, the battery life, the value of 3,200 lumens for $109 is a great deal. As far as cons are concerned, I could only find 2. One is this can roll away if you set it down this way, so stand it up this way. And the other thing is when it rolls through the modes, it doesn't just round robin around. And what I mean by that is, I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, and you can see it's low, medium, high. You see that? It goes low. And I'm going to stop this at medium. Now, if I start sequencing again, it's not going to go to high. It's going to start at low. See how I went low, medium, high? So whenever you start the sequence to roll through the 3 modes, low, medium, high, it always starts at low. That could be a good thing, because if you don't know what mode you had last saved as far as memory is concerned, then by rolling through you know exactly where you are. However, if you just wanted to go to medium to high, you got to like start at the bottom and roll back up again. So that could be a pro, that could be a con. Alright, and again, I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. Whew. And let's see, low, medium, high. And again, you could just set this thing down and it will light up your room. And trust me, it's amazing that you could see the difference in the room light. And I have 2 huge floods right now, and this thing still can make the room brighter. So that's a testament of how bright this floodlight is. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and provide the link below. If you're interested, highly recommend it. Thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and especially you. And I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.